From the towering skyscrapers that pierce the heavens to the historic brownstones nestled in quiet neighborhoods, New York City is a living museum of architectural wonders. New York boasts a rich architectural history with buildings that reflect various styles from different eras. Among these is the Woolworth Building, completed in 1913, known for its Gothic Revival design and impressive Gothic details. The 1916 zoning resolution played a crucial role in shaping the city's skyline, requiring buildings to have setbacks and limiting tower heights to ensure sunlight reached the streets. This led to the creation of the Art Deco masterpieces, the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building, with their iconic tapered tops and steel spires. The Chrysler Building, in particular, is celebrated for its unique V-shaped lighting and steel spire that crowns the tower. But how did this city become the architectural powerhouse it is today? Let's take a walk through history. From humble beginnings to soaring skyscrapers, New York's skyline tells a story like no other. So, grab your hard hats and let's dive in. The early days, Dutch influence, 1620s to 1790s. Imagine it's the 1620s and the Dutch have just arrived in what they call New Amsterdam. The architecture? Think simple wooden structures and step-gabled brick houses. These Dutch colonists brought a slice of home with them, building canals and windmills that would make Amsterdam proud. Fun fact, the iconic Bowling Green in Lower Manhattan? That's where it all began. It was the site of Fort Amsterdam, the administrative center of the Dutch colony. As we move into the late 18th century, Georgian and federal styles start popping up. Think symmetry, elegance, and a touch of British influence. The Maurice Jumel Mansion, built in 1765, is a perfect example. Go check it out if you're ever in Washington Heights. The 19th century, a melting pot of styles. Now let's fast forward to the 1800s. New York is growing faster than a New Yorker can say, "I'm walking here." And with growth comes architectural diversity. Greek Revival, 1820s to 1860s. First up, we've got the Greek Revival. Why? Because nothing says, "We're a young democracy," like copying ancient Greece. The New York City Hall, completed in 1812, is a prime example. With its grand columns and symmetrical design, it's like a slice of Athens in the Big Apple. Gothic Revival, 1840s to 1870s. But wait, there's more. Enter Gothic Revival. Suddenly, New York is looking a bit more medieval. St. Patrick's Cathedral, started in 1858, is the poster child for this style. Its spires reach for the heavens, making Fifth Avenue look like it's straight out of a fairy tale. Cast iron architecture, 1850s to 1890s. Now here's where things get really interesting. Cast iron buildings start popping up like mushrooms after rain. Why? They're fireproof, quick to assemble, and allow for those big, beautiful windows that shop owners love. The Soho Cast Iron Historic District is a treasure trove of these beauties. Next time you're shopping in Soho, look up. You're surrounded by architectural history. The birth of the skyscraper, 1890s to 1930s. All right, folks, hold on to your hats because we're about to go vertical. The late 19th century marks the beginning of New York's love affair with the skyscraper. The race to the sky. It all starts with the Flatiron Building in 1902. At 20 stories high, it was one of the tallest buildings in the city. But New York being New York, that record didn't last long. Enter the 20th century, and New York's skyline begins its dramatic ascent. The race to touch the sky led to the creation of architectural marvels like the Woolworth Building, completed in 1913. Dubbed the Cathedral of Commerce, it was the tallest building in the world at the time. 1913. The Woolworth Building rises 792 feet into the sky, earning the nickname Cathedral of Commerce. 1930. The Chrysler Building briefly claims the title of world's tallest building with its Art Deco spire reaching 1,046 feet. 1931. The Empire State Building steals the show at 1,250 feet. King Kong, eat your heart out. Art Deco, New York's Jazz Age architecture. Speaking of the Chrysler Building, let's talk Art Deco. This style screams roaring 20s with its geometric patterns, lavish ornamentation, and a healthy dose of Jazz Age optimism. The Rockefeller Center, built in the 1930s, is another Art Deco masterpiece. It's like a city within a city, showcasing the grandeur and ambition of the era. Mid-20th century, modernism takes hold. As we move into the post-war era, New York's architecture takes a sharp turn. Say goodbye to ornate details and hello to the less is more philosophy of modernism. Post-World War II, modernism took center stage. Architects were inspired by functionality and simplicity. The United Nations headquarters, completed in 1952, was a beacon of international collaboration and modern design. International style. The United Nations Secretariat Building, completed in 1952, embodies this new ethos. It's all about clean lines, glass curtain walls, and a focus on function over form. Love it or hate it, it's a style that would dominate corporate architecture for decades to come. Mies van der Rohe and the Seagram Building. In 1958, the Seagram Building on Park Avenue sets a new standard for office design. Designed by the legendary Mies van der Rohe, it's a perfect glass and bronze box that somehow manages to be both imposing and elegant. It's so influential that it spawns countless imitations across the city and beyond. The Postmodern Rebellion, 1970s to 1990s. But wait, just when you thought architecture couldn't get any more boxy, along comes postmodernism to shake things up. Philip Johnson's AT&T Building. In 1984, Philip Johnson threw a curveball with the AT&T Building, now known as 550 Madison Avenue. With its distinctive Chippendale top, it's like Johnson is saying, "Hey, who says skyscrapers can't have a sense of humor?" Deconstructivism, breaking the rules. And just when you thought architecture couldn't get any weirder, along comes deconstructivism. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao might be the most famous example, but New York has its own twisty-turny masterpiece, Frank Gehry's IAC building in Chelsea, completed in 2007. Turn of the millennium, reaching new heights. As we enter the 21st century, New York's skyline is changing faster than ever. Let's look at some of the stars of this new architectural age. One World Trade Center. Rising from the ashes of tragedy, One World Trade Center stands as a symbol of resilience and hope. At 1,176 feet, a nod to the year of American independence, it reclaims New York's place in the skyscraper record books. Super tall, super skinny. The 2010s saw the rise, pun intended, of a new breed of skyscraper, the super tall, super skinny residential tower. Buildings like 432 Park Avenue and 111 West 57th Street push engineering to its limits, offering stratospheric views to those with equally stratospheric bank accounts. The future of New York architecture. So, what's next for the Big Apple's skyline? Here are some trends to watch. 1. Sustainable design. Green roofs, energy-efficient systems, and eco-friendly materials are becoming the norm. 2. Mixed-use developments. Why choose between living, working, and playing when you can do it all in one building? 3. Adaptive reuse. Old industrial buildings are getting new leases on life as apartments, offices, and cultural spaces. 4. Smart buildings. From AI-controlled systems to buildings that generate their own power, the future is high-tech. Wrapping up. And there you have it, folks. a whirlwind tour through 4 centuries of New York City architecture. From Dutch colonial houses to twisting glass towers, New York's buildings tell the story of a city constantly reinventing itself. Next time you're walking the streets of the Big Apple, take a moment to look up. Every building has a story to tell, and now you know just a little bit more about the incredible architectural journey that's shaped this iconic skyline. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite New York City building? Is it a towering skyscraper or a hidden architectural gem? Until next time, keep looking up with Travel Forever on